China, July 13, 2024.
新人天怎么啷个的了
开了公交车了吗？马上就没顶了。
这是涨起人生，车子也是到扶起走的，干嘛？这还得上。
The Three Gorges Dam, China's largest, is on high alert as floods triggered by torrential rains wreak havoc in the southwestern part of the country. Record rainfall in Chongqing has caused flooding in a dozen districts and counties since Thursday, raising the water levels in 29 rivers, state news agency Xinhua reported. 6 people have affected in the region, which has received over 250 millimeters of rain, according to the Chongqing Hydrological Monitoring Station. An aerial drone showed a township submerged in muddy waters. Affected by the persistent heavy rainfall, 15 medium and small rivers in Chongqing's Fengjie County have experienced water level swelling of 1 to 4 meters, with multiple rivers exceeding warning levels. In response, the county opened the dual sluice gates of a dam, discharging floodwaters at a rate of 900 cubic meters per second. Dianjiang County in Chongqing received 269.2 millimeters of rain, the highest in a single day ever. The rains have affected over 40,000 people, forced the evacuation of several areas and damaged 1,800 hectares of crops, CCTV reported. The rains and subsequent flooding have also disrupted operations at the Chongqing railway station, leading to the suspension of 26 train journeys today. The Flood Control and Drought Relief Headquarters raised the flood emergency response to Level 3 in the 4-tier response system, in which Level 1 is the most severe. Chongqing's mayor said, as flood preparedness and response enter a critical period, we should strengthen warnings and monitoring and timely evacuate people in areas at risk of geological disasters. It's better to be extra careful to prevent any potential losses. Authorities are also facing challenges along the Yangtze River basin as the water level in the Three Gorges Dam reservoir has risen to 161.1 meters, the highest ever in July, according to China's Ministry of Water Resources. China's Meteorological and Water Resources authorities on Saturday evening issued a warning of impending mountain torrents in some regions. According to an orange alert issued by the Ministry of Water Resources and the China Meteorological Administration, mountain torrents are expected to occur in parts of Sichuan and Yunnan between 8 p.m. Saturday to 8 p.m. Sunday. The two departments also issued a yellow alert for mountain torrents in parts of Xinjiang. Localities have been advised to strengthen real-time monitoring and flood warnings, prepare for possible evacuations, and implement other risk mitigation measures. China has a 4-tier, color-coded weather warning system, with red representing the most severe warning, followed by orange, yellow, and blue. Heavy rainfall is anticipated in the upper reaches of the river over the next 10 days.
发洪水了，我们这发洪水了。
With a new round of floods expected to flow into the reservoir around July 16, Chongqing Water Resource Commission said. A flood with a peak flow of 45,000 cubic meters per second is forecasted to enter the reservoir on Friday, and 2 other significant water surges are expected in mid-July. The commission said future flood conditions were highly uncertain, and water levels in the Yangtze's lower reaches would rise after floodwater increased in the reservoir. The Ministry of Water Resources announced on Thursday that the Yangtze was experiencing its second serious flood of 2024. The river's first serious flood of the year was announced on June 28, and by Tuesday morning the floodwater had reached the East China Sea, state news agency Xinhua reported. A wide area of the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River were affected by the earlier flood, and provinces including Hunan, Hubei, Jiangxi and Anhui were swamped by rainstorms. China has entered the main flood season, and in recent weeks, its southern areas have been battered by persistent heavy rainfalls.
小车，但是呢，水太快了，2盆人都挡死了，那么，这个水好大。
哇，这个喊都没法了，真的。
门市都安完了，底层。
Rain is expected to continue in the Taihu Lake Basin for the next 2 days, and the water level will continue to rise. Li Guorying, Minister of Water Resources, called for increased efforts to drain water from Taihu Lake as well as strengthened inspection and defense of embankments in over-alarm level river sections. The ministry recently held a meeting to make arrangements for flood control plans in major river basins, including the Yangtze River Basin, Taihu Lake Basin and Huaihe River Basin. Local authorities in southwest China's Chongqing municipality are stepping up evacuation and reconstruction following persistent torrential rains that have caused debris flows and flooding in some parts of the area. Currently, water supply has been restored in the community. However, the local meteorological department has issued a warning for continued heavy rainfall in the area and advised locals to prepare accordingly. Around noon, Guojia town in Chongqing's Kaizhou district was hit by floods again, disrupting the local water system and affecting over 20,000 residents. Head of the town's water plant said, "The floodwater directly submerged our mechanical equipment. Since most of the water clearing devices are electrically powered, the motors were burnt out, resulting in a widespread suspension of water supply." On Friday, following the floods receding, swift repair efforts started, and by Saturday morning, the water supply had been restored in the town.